everybody, and welcome back to the Talon Talks podcast here at TCA. I'm Darby.
And I'm Maggie. And today we have some special guests with us, Presley and Luke.
Say hi, guys.
Hey.
So for today's episode, we're going to be changing it up from what we've been doing, and we're going to do a little ranked for you, a little top 10. Who knows? This could be an ongoing segment we have here on Talon Talks. But basically, Presley, do you want to tell us what we're ranking today?
Yes. So, Miss Angela Williams makes us read a lot of books in her literature class, and we will be ranking them.
And some of Miss Morrow's.
And some, from previous literature teachers.
Sure.
So these are our top 10 least favorite novel studies that we've ever done. Well, 1 is our favorite, and then we're going to move to 10, which is our least favorite. So we're going to start off with our least favorites, and definitely we've obviously read way more than 10, but we ranked our 10, and we're going to get going. So Maggie, we're all going to read our 10, then our 9, and just keep going like that. So Maggie, what is your least favorite novel study?
Definitely Johnny Tremaine. That was the most boring book I've ever had to read.
Okay, my top 10, or my number 10 was also Johnny Tremaine. I'm sorry, Miss Morrow. We read this in 8th grade, and we're juniors now, so I think I can come clean. I did not read a full, complete chapter of that book. I would read a page of every chapter and somehow skim through and made an 85 on the test. And I was like, you know what, that's good enough for me. Got an A in the class and called it a day. But that was the worst book ever. Presley, what's your top 10, or number 10?
Bronze Bow. The Bronze Bow was horrible. Okay, the first 5 chapters of the book are about a boy climbing a rock. And that's all I read.
Also a Miss Morrow novel study.
Yes,
we apologize.
Miss Morrow, I love you so much. Please don't watch this.
All right, Luke, what's your number 10?
My number 10 was Sleeping Freshmen Never Lie.
Oh.
That book was really boring.
It was rough.
A Miss Angela book.
It was tough.
Would you believe?
First
Yes.
Miss Angela book
On the list.
Would you believe that students coming up actually have that as their favorite? It's
yeah,
the best
no,
book they
literally,
read.
they do.
Yes.
I think it's like
they don't know any better.
I know. They don't know what a good novel study is.
They wouldn't know good literature.
They haven't read our top 1. No, but anyways, that's our first Miss Angela book on the ranked. So, all right, those are our least favorites. Now we're gonna move down to number 9, Maggie.
Definitely Bronze Bow. I mean, the one I don't know, the high point, the climax of the book was him going through a passage.
Literally. Bronze Bow is also my number 9. I promise me and Maggie don't have the same list, but number 9, definitely Bronze Bow. On par of Johnny Tremaine being the worst, it was really hard for me to decipher. It's just, I can't describe how boring. I cannot.
Yeah.
Presley's right. You read about a rock in the first 5 chapters. Anyways, Presley, you're number 9.
Johnny Tremaine. Okay, Johnny Tremaine was not good. Don't get me wrong. But it had a little more flavor than Bronze Bow. Johnny Tremaine, he burns his hand and stuff like that.
That's the last chapter.
No, it's the first.
It's the first chapter.
Oh, it is the first chapter.
No,
And
but
then-
still boring.
But it was still just lackluster. But I'm pretty sure Benjamin Franklin was in that.
Please do a history check. Okay,
Yeah,
Luke,
probably.
number 9.
My number 9 was Legends of Sleepy Hollow. I mean, it was kind of boring with the medieval words and stuff like that, but...
Old
Yeah.
English.
It was
Old
rough.
English,
It was
but
rough.
The story wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one didn't even make my list.
Right. Moving on, number 8, Maggie. Maggie, you don't have a number 8.
I don't have
Maggie
number 8.
skipped number 8 on her list. I'll go with my number 8.
Well, let's just throw Legend of Sleepy Hollow in there.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to go.
That's also my number 8. Maggie, we cannot have the same list. Number 8 for me is also Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I agree with Luke. The story itself wasn't that bad, but the Old English was really confusing, and we had 30 vocabulary words.
Oh, that was the
for
worst part.
a 30-page story. It was
Yes.
way too many vocab words. It was actually more
It was
50.
70.
It was so many vocab words, and I have PTSD. But Presley, number 8.
It's Wuthering Heights. Wuthering Heights was just about a man who loved a woman but hated him. Or hated her. Sorry. Hated her.
Yeah.
And then it was a tough read.
It was a
We
tough
just
read.
read that book,
We
the
just read
juniors.
that this
I
past
feel
year.
like we should say Maggie, Presley, and myself are juniors, and Luke's a senior, so he might have some things that we don't have, and vice versa. But anyways, we just read Wuthering Heights for summer
And
this
it
year.
was horrid.
All right, Luke, number 8.
So, my number 8, I thought this book was kind of overhyped, Romeo and Juliet.
Oh,
I put it kinda
Shakespeare.
low, yeah. I mean, it's overall
That's a
not
heavy-
a horrible book, but I think they're definitely better.
Play,
what
whatever.
part did you play?
The play? Oh, I was Romeo.
I was Romeo.
You were Romeo and you hated the book?
I didn't
See,
hate it, but
I can
get outta
see
here.
I think
like
it
why
was.
that would be low on the ranking, but
I mean,
the characters played, especially Darby and Tristan, switching the roles.
Right.
It just
I love you,
it made it
Tristan.
worth it.
Yeah, shout out to Tristan. He's definitely not watching this. He lives in Maryland now, but we miss you.
We miss you.
All right,
Tristan.
moving on to number 7, Maggie.
Castaway Kid.
Ooh.
That's unpopular belief that it was that low on the ranking. I really didn't like the book at all.
Oof.
Good story.
That's a tough
and
one.
it was
a biography.
yeah, it was a good story.
Autobiography.
And it just showed a lot about him and his relationship with God. And that was the best part of the book. But the rest of it, I don't know. I just didn't like it.
It was a little depressing, to be
It was
honest.
sad.
Yeah.
depressing and repetitive.
Yeah, it was a little repetitive. I'll give you that. All right, my number 7 is Wuthering Heights. That book was awful, and Miss Angela listening to this is probably going to be like, "How is that not
She's
her
probably
number
crying.
10?"
She's crying.
I'm sorry, Miss Angela, but Wuthering Heights, it's just not my cup of tea. Maggie actually liked that book, and
I did.
Kaylee liked that book a little bit because they said like they liked the romance of it, but it was not. It was hatred.
Well,
it was all hatred.
I like the
like a-
literature part of it. Like, it's a
Yeah,
classic.
it
I
is.
like that
It's
it's
like
a
if a
classic.
chick flick was a book. Like
an
Yeah.
old chick flick
like
in
an
a way,
old
yeah.
timey chick flick.
But
was a
like,
book.
just I don't know. I don't understand the hype of it. It was way too long, in
was
my
long.
opinion.
400
Yeah, I can sum it up for you in one sentence. So I'll save you out on reading 400 pages. 2 people love each other and ruin everybody's life. That is all you need to know
Yes.
about the book.
Exactly.
And they might be related.
Yeah, they're definitely cousins. Everybody who loves each other is cousins, but that's for a different discussion.
Yeah, let's just
Okay,
keep going.
Presley, you're number 7.
My number 7 was Sleepy Hollow. Again, the best. I liked it because the guy in the story, the main guy, he was just built really funny in my head. Like he was like Miss Angela explained it. He was like 6'4" and really lanky.
Ichabod.
Ichabod Crane. I want to say.
Yeah, something like
yeah,
that,
I think
something like
so.
that,
And it was a little weird.
It was, yeah.
But
yeah.
And wasn't
All right.
the
it wasn't awful.
actually
Yeah.
wasn't the love interest name like Catherine
Something like that.
or like
Maybe,
Katrina?
but
Something.
Katrina, yeah.
The test was the worst part.
The test was the hardest test we've ever taken, I think. On,
Oh,
on a story.
y'all meant like the written test. I thought you meant in the book. I was
no,
like,
the written test. All
He
right.
hates himself in that.
Okay, moving on. Luke, you're number 7.
My number 7 was same as Maggie's, Castaway Kid.
Mm.
So I thought overall it wasn't that bad of a book, but it was really just depressing. That's why it's so low.
Yeah.
I
it
can
was
agree.
good.
I can agree.
It was bad.
I
Like,
can agree. All right, moving on to number 6. From like 6 down or like 5 down, you start to kind of like them
It's
a little
okay,
bit.
yeah.
They're getting better. So number 6, Maggie.
Night. It was a pretty good book.
Yeah.
I liked that book. I just liked some of them more. So
Yeah.
that's
Fair.
Night. Yeah. To be, you liked 5 of them more. Yes. No. Night's not on my list actually, but it was set in the Holocaust, so I thought it was really educational, but it's not on my list. Anyways, my number 6 is God's Smuggler.
Ooh.
Now,
that was a good book.
God Smuggler
don't
was
get me
good.
wrong,
Poor
I
monkey.
really like God Smuggler. My dad actually read it before our class did, and he read it in like a day. He loved that book, and I did too. However, in like nonfiction stories and like biographies, especially about like a bunch of journeys, which is exactly what Andy, the character, did in the book, I kind of get lost.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to track.
There's so much information, I kind of got lost. But the principle of the book was good. But I got lost, so that's why it's number 6.
And it also, when he's going everywhere, it's kind of hard to keep track because, like,
He goes
Yes.
so
Yeah, he goes
many
so
and
places.
also, like,
places,
some of those
yeah.
places don't even exist anymore. Yugoslavia is not a
Yeah.
place anymore.
Right.
I don't know where that's at.
Yeah.
But
So, number 6, Presley.
Night.
Night.
Night was good. It was also very sad.
Yeah,
was
that
so
was also sad.
sad.
People would just be dying on like train
Yeah,
cars
for sure.
and
Yes.
starve to death.
It was
I'm like,
terrible.
oh my goodness.
I can agree.
I'm glad.
I think that one was way more sad than
Oh
Castaway.
yeah,
Yes.
way more sad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
But
like
it's
it
a
was
different
multiple
type of
people.
sad. It's a different type of sad. That was like, the Holocaust and history type of feelings, where
Yeah.
Castaway Kid was a biography, so it's like more
Exactly,
personal.
and
but-
it's
Yeah.
personal, but Night was just about like a group of people
and it was
all
Yeah.
suffering
no,
together.
It was about. Oh man, he had a crazy name.
No, I know that there was a main character, but I'm just saying like the Holocaust in general. It's just a group of
And
people.
that book wasn't like mainly focused on him either.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was more like the time period. All right, what number 6, Luke? What's your number 6?
I also had God Smuggler. I think
Yeah.
overall the book is, I think it's a good book overall, but like Darby said, it gets really overwhelming. So much is going on.
Agreed.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
agree.
top 5s. We're
Here we
starting to
go.
like these books
Here we
now.
go.
Getting serious. Okay, Maggie, top 5.
Number 5 is Wuthering Heights. I don't know. I really liked the
No.
classic
Boo.
literature part of it. I just liked that it was a classic, and I don't know, made me feel smart reading it.
You like
So-
books that are hard to read.
Yeah. Is that Old English? Was that considered Old English?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
3 of my books/plays are like.
Yeah. Honestly,
classics.
my 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all tied for being so bad. But
Yeah.
that's why my Wuthering Heights is up there. But anyways,
8 and down. 3.
agreed. All right, anyways, my number 5 is Romeo and Juliet. And if I read this on my own, it would probably be 8. But since we actually got to like be assigned characters in class and read it in class, it was really cool because I was actually Romeo and Tristan was Juliet. We like swapped roles on that, and it was just super funny being able to act it out.
Presley was Mercutio.
Mercutio.
It was hilarious.
And that was really funny. I think the reason that it's 5 on my list is because it was funny when we were doing it, which made me understand it more. If I read a boring book and it's boring, I'm not going to understand it. But if you bring it to life, it's better.
Right.
So that's why it's 5.
Great job, Miss Angela, by the way.
Yes.
Yes.
You did a good job on that one, Miss Angela.
did.
The other
Okay.
ones, we can argue. But you're number 5, Presley.
The Odyssey. We didn't read all of the Odyssey, but we read most of it. And
We read excerpts, yeah.
excerpts, and I thought the Odyssey was really good.
It was
just-
it was interesting. Again, that one's not on my list, but it was pretty interesting, I guess. It's not my type of story, but
It's
I
kind
really
of it was kind
Yeah.
of more of like a guy story.
yeah,
Because,
agreed.
like, people-
It was very masculine. Like
people are
yeah.
like shooting bows, killing people, and
Yeah.
I'm like 2 thumbs up.
Not
It's
to
like-
say,
stuff
not
like
to
that.
say, girls can't be into that. I personally just am not, and I don't think Maggie is either.
Oh, well,
most. Can I say most? Most
I-
girls are
most.
into
I plan on actually reading the whole book of the Odyssey, like on my own time,
Yeah.
so that I know the whole story. So.
Oh yeah, I don't care that much. Luke, you're number 5.
My number 5 was also the Odyssey. Overall, I think it's just a very good book. It
Yeah.
had a lot of action, and I think it was.
It was a lot of action,
Yeah.
and I
It
don't
was really
dislike
interesting.
that stuff, like in movies and whatnot. But I don't know, reading about it, like I said, I just get lost and bored in it, I guess. But moving on, number 4, Maggie.
Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
I don't know, just a lot of memories came from reading that story.
Yeah.
I think I like the memories more than I actually liked the story.
There you go.
Yeah, I
That's a
think
good
that's
one.
why, again,
Yeah.
that's why it's so high, the memories of doing it. Also, but like in the actual story itself, like the romance / the tragedy, I like when those two mix. That
Yeah,
might
like-
sound
Yeah.
sick and twisted.
Well, I thought
but
you didn't like Wuthering Heights, huh?
there is no real romance in that. That is all
That is
tragedy.
awful.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know.
It's just bad.
Romeo and Juliet is really good.
Okay.
Also, Leonardo DiCaprio, like
Uh,
in his version of the movie, so fine.
Darby, what was your number 4?
All right, my number 4 was Castaway Kid, and I know this was a lot higher on like Maggie's list and stuff. I
Lower?
liked it.
Lower.
Well, lower,
Yeah.
higher on the worst. Lower on
That
whatever.
makes no sense.
Whatever. Castaway Kid, my number 4. I like reading about this.
People's sad lives.
No, yes, but like that's not. I don't mean I love reading
Like-
about when people are depressed. I don't know.
That's awful.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. That sounds so.
Okay,
mad.
does it give you perspective of life?
Yes, it's
I like that,
eye-opening.
yeah.
That's what I like, eye-opening stories. And I like, if y'all let me finish, I like how he came out of it and in the end got super close with God.
Yes.
Because in the beginning he was so lost. I think that if it was just a story about how awful his life was and then the end, obviously you wouldn't like
Yeah.
it.
Right.
But his relationship with God grew so much, and it was honestly like pretty inspiring to see like what he went through.
It was
so.
a-
Exactly. That was the
redemptive.
best part of the book.
Yeah.
It really
But-
brought the whole book together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Although it drags on a little. I
That's
would
why.
say.
that.
That's why it was so low on my list.
Right.
If it would have been like 50 pages shorter, it would have been good. But
Yes.
But I'm happy with mine at 4. You're 4,
my
Presley.
4 is Romeo and Juliet,
Okay.
as well as Maggie's,
Yeah.
because
Super good.
I played Mercutio, and if you've ever read Romeo and Juliet, Mercutio is the best.
He's hilarious.
He's
I think
hilarious.
Kaylee would disagree with all of us because she had to play the nurse. Poor Kaylee.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Luke,
yeah, I think we can all agree Romeo and Juliet is
Luke,
pretty good.
number 4.
So
Luke.
my number 4, I think I'm the only one in here who's read this, Beowulf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the only one.
So Beowulf was kind of similar to the Odyssey in that it was like really action packed and like lots of fighting and stuff like that. But
Sounds sweet.
I really enjoyed it. I think it was a good.
Are we
Awesome.
reading that this year?
I think so.
No,
I-
no,
no,
I thought
no,
that-
that's
British
next
literature.
year.
Oh yeah,
British
that's British.
literature.
So
Next
I
year.
think
Yeah,
we'll be
next
reading
year.
that next year.
My
But
bad.
anyways,
Well, can't we take
we'll take your word for it, Luke.
It's a good book.
So.
All right, Maggie, we are down to number 3.
Top 3.
Top
Here
3.
we go. This
These
is
are why they're good.
Heavy hitters.
Okay,
Mhm.
listen to my top, like my third one. The Pearl.
Oh,
Yeah, good book.
Banger.
Short book, got to the point.
it got
hilarious.
straight to the point. Once again, the memories. Now,
Yes.
per Miss Angela's request, we won't go into detail.
Yes.
However, lovely memories.
Memories,
I must say.
fantastic.
And honestly, the book itself, minus the more violent parts, it was a fun, it was interesting. It was an interesting story because of the time it was set in.
Yes.
Like, you just don't really read many stories in that time period, so
Yeah.
that's why I liked it. But my number 3 is Midsummer Night's Dream.
Ooh.
Also, another
I love-
Shakespeare. And before Miss Angela's class, you could have asked me and I would be like, no, I hate all things Shakespeare. Like, how boring, how confusing. But this story and Romeo and Juliet were like the turning point where I'm like, this is actually a little interesting. I think it helped that we had the translation
Yeah.
for us,
Yeah.
for
So
sure.
helpful.
But once again, we had
Definitely.
the parts in that. We were a little more flexible with the parts in there. But overall, the story was super just interesting to me with like all the fairies and
Yes, I loved it.
the
Yeah.
kings and
I actually
stuff.
played Hermia.
I loved that story actually, and we got to watch the movie at the end of reading it, and that helped it come to life. which
Exactly.
I like that
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So that's my number 3, Presley.
My third is Legend. Legend was good.
It was.
I like. Oh, what was the girl's name? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
This girl just beats up a bunch of guys in the movie, and it's.
she's
It was just
girl
a good
boss.
Yeah, she's
Girl
a girl
boss.
boss.
Girl boss.
Presley loves a girl boss.
I love a girl boss. But yeah, I mean, it just wasn't. It was like a solid book. A bad
Yeah.
thing I had to read. We had to read in quarantine.
Yeah,
Yes.
quarantine. Yeah,
But
that one didn't make
if
my
I
list,
can-
but
no, if I can read it in quarantine, then it's gonna be a.
True.
It have to be a good book.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Agreed. That one almost made my list, but I figured it was kind of just too average to not make
Yeah,
my
I didn't
list.
put
but
it on the list.
That's fair.
I like it at 3 for you. It's a good book. All right, number 3, Luke.
So I don't think y'all have read this one either. Macbeth.
No, we
Ooh,
haven't.
So
I've heard of
Macbeth
it.
is really good. This one could have been in either 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on how I'm feeling. But Macbeth was good. It's kind of like it's pretty action packed. There's a lot going on, but also there's like kind of a meaning behind everything that's going on. It's a really good book.
I'm excited to read that. Are we reading that?
No, that's next year.
Yeah.
that's
Also
British
next year.
literature.
Yeah.
Gosh, man, all the good ones.
I know.
Well, I mean,
I'm
if
excited to
Luke's
read these,
already
though.
read it,
Yeah,
that
look,
means it's
half of
British
Luke's-
literature.
Yeah.
Half of Luke's British literature.
True,
Or half
and
of Luke's
we're going to be
British
taking that
literature.
as seniors
Yeah, you
instead of juniors. But I'm excited for that because I've heard a lot about Macbeth.
Yeah, I really like
Yes.
Macbeth. Macbeth was good.
Once again, take your word for it. But number 2, our top 2, Maggie.
Okay, this one was so good. The Noticer.
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah.
so
You
good.
get perspective from it. It was just a
you
wonderful
get nothing
story.
but perspective. That's really the main
all of
idea
it.
of
Yeah,
the story.
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure it says perspective on the cover.
Yeah, for
Probably.
sure. My number 2 is The Pearl. Just one spot higher than Maggie's
Yes.
number 3, but
Wait for me.
oh, I loved it. Presley, I assume yours
No,
number 2.
my number 2 is Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh, okay.
Midsummer Night's Dream was good. It was a lot happened, but it was easy to follow. That's what was nice.
True.
Yes.
It's a very easy to follow Shakespeare. That's why mine was high.
Shakespeare's
very
good
nice.
at that, I guess. I mean,
I mean, he's
he's
Pretty
like the best
famous.
poet,
author,
Writer.
author,
playwright.
well,
Elizabethan
Oh, he kinda did
author.
all
I
of
think
them.
it's the Elizabethan author is
it's-
what
Yeah,
he's
he
titled.
kind of did all of it.
But
Yeah.
he was pretty good.
very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Agreed. All right. You're number 2.
My number 2 was also The Pearl. I think
Oh, yeah.
we've already kind of talked
Solid,
about it, but it's
yeah.
a very solid book.
Solid
I
story.
really enjoyed it.
And it's short. Gets to the point.
It
Once
is
again,
short.
90 pages.
Wonderful.
John
Solid.
Steinbeck, baby.
John Steinbeck top. We should do authors one time. I love John Steinbeck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, everybody's favorite novel study we've ever
Number
done at
one.
TCA. Number 1,
Number 1.
Maggie.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
I
Solid.
Okay.
loved it. It's just a
Agreed.
magical story, and I like
Fair.
Shakespeare a lot.
Yeah, anything in like our top 3s, I think we can pretty much agree on. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. My number 1, The Noticer.
Very good.
Ooh.
So good. Now, I struggle with putting this at number 1 and The Pearl, like switching number 1 and 2, but I went with number 1 because you learn more from The Noticer, and it's just, it's eye-opening, but not in a tragic way.
Yes.
Just the perspective that
Right.
you get, like, you feel like Jones, the character, is talking to you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's so crazy.
Like my grandfather read that book because it was so good.
It is
It's
so,
so
good. And
good.
it's also not too long.
Yeah.
It's
So
not.
it's not-
probably like 150, maybe 100.
Right, so it's not too much information, but like honestly, stuff you can apply to your life right now.
I
Like,
read it
it's-
in one night.
Is it fiction?
Yeah.
It's fiction,
Yes.
but it's
But
like
it could be.
it's
nonfiction,
it's like
I feel
historical
like.
fiction. Is that what that's
Well,
called? When
no.
it could be.
No.
No.
I don't
Historical
know.
fiction takes them out of history.
Yeah, it's out
Whatever.
of history,
I
but
don't
then
know.
you
I
just
don't know
add
genres.
elements.
Messed it up.
But maybe Miss Angela, let us know what
Yeah.
the term is. It's fiction, but it could happen. But anyways, I really love The Noticer. Really good book. All right, Presley, you're number 1.
the pearl.
Yes.
I mean, it was kind of like, it starts off a little slow. Guy finds a pearl, whoop-de-doo. And then son gets sick. People start chasing him.
Mm-hmm.
Son dies. Sorry, spoilers. Son dies.
You probably should have said spoilers before that, but we'll put a disclailer on this podcast. There will be spoilers.
No, we can't just not talk about the
That's
pearl.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
But I think we can all four agree the Pearl is such a solid
It's
story.
a good
solid.
one.
And the Noticer.
And
yeah.
then...
And then we won't talk about it.
We won't talk about it, but read it.
For legal reasons.
Read it.
Right.
We
Yeah,
can't talk
read
about
it.
this
You can literally
story.
read it in 2 hours.
Yeah, it's short.
Yeah. All right, Luke, finally, you're number 1.
So my number 1 was Legend.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Legend was good.
Yeah,
all-time,
it was
yeah.
good. It was good.
Respectable.
It wasn't, I didn't put it on my list, not because it was so bad. I just think it was just, like, so average for me. I didn't put it on there, like, it wasn't special enough to be the best or the worst. But, once again, solid book.
Solid.
Solid book. But
Good read.
that brings us to the end. That was our top 10 favorite and least favorite
I'd like
novel
to
studies.
point out that every episode we say that we're going to make them shorter, yet they get longer.
They get longer. Okay, but to be fair, we had
Man,
4 people.
Yeah, some
Yes.
people podcast for 3
Plus,
hours.
podcast, I don't know. I feel like they're supposed to be longer than 7 minutes.
I
Like,
agree.
Yeah.
they're supposed to be long.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to listen to this while I get ready or something.
Same.
Yeah, right.
So, I hope you enjoyed our top 10 least favorite and favorite novel studies here at
Yes.
TCA.
And thank you, Luke,
Thank you, Luke
and
and Presley.
for joining us.
They were
It's a
they actually
pleasure.
came to
It was a
us, and
Oh, what?
y'all came to
Yeah,
us
we-
wanting to be
Oh,
on.
yeah,
it,
we
so.
did.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
But we're gonna try to get more guest stars. Y'all aren't stars, but
Oh,
more guest students on here. Maybe with some teachers
We're going to
and
return to...
whatnot. Oh yeah,
Gonna
Of
bring us
course.
back.
maybe we can make ranked, especially for
Oh, out
for
of
Presley
American
Luke.
literature?
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
At the end of the year, out of American literature, we're
Mhm.
all going to rank our short stories and books.
Oh yeah, short stories is
Ooh,
next.
I got the...
Iroquois is number 10. Hated it.
Oh, that was horrible.
No. Of Plymouth Plantation.
All right,
Oh.
don't spoil it, guys.
Anyways.
Sorry.
Tune in for Presley and Luke ranked part 2. But for now, signing off. We will see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.